right, I think we're live. It says 8:13 seconds now. Oh, now it just went live. That's weird. Okay. That is weird. Okay. Anyway, that is really weird. Why does it look so blue? Anyway, I don't think the TV thing's gonna work. I think I gotta put it over here to Alright, I think that might chill out. Actually, let me just shut that off for a second so it chills out. Chill out. There you go. Oops, bumped all kinds of stuff here. There you go. Alright, we're gonna have to try that again. Oops. Oh, you know what? I forgot I don't have the screen on here. Wrong screen. Well, hi Dee, how you doing tonight? Welcome and shalom, Shabbat shalom to everybody tonight. A big Shabbat shalom. Hope everybody had a wonderful Friday. I hope you had a great day, Dee. How was your day? How was your Friday? Mine was pretty good. I didn't even go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere. Hey, Grace, Shabbat shalom to you too. Shabbat shalom to everybody who is observing this Sabbath tonight. Time for a rest, a 24-hour rest and worship. And what else? Fellowship. That's right. You're supposed to get together with fellow believers. You just got back from an AA. Just got back in from a speaker meeting at AA. Oh, where somebody gives their testimony or something? Nice. I hope that went great. I imagine it did. Good to see you ladies tonight. I hope you're ready for some Bible Jeopardy. I'm not kidding. When I get done, my brain is tired. You know, it's kind of weird. When I study is when I get the most tired. There's no such word as tiredness. But I get the most tired when I study. More than even moving trucks full of furniture every day. Hi, Dee earns extra bonus points for being the first to arrive tonight. Yes, she did. Did she come in first? Yes, she did. Yes, she gets some kind of a prize for that. It was a little colder than I would have liked, but other than that, it was okay. Good, Dee. Sounds nice. It sounds nice. At least it's not too bad. Just go from the house to the car, and then you got a little heat or whatever. My snowplow man came today, and I got plowed out again. And guess what he said? Grace, I don't know if you heard this. This is news to me. I said, do you think this is the last snowfall? He said, nope. He said, we're supposed to get 12 to 18 inches, which is the most probably we've ever gotten for a while, on Tuesday. I don't know if you heard about this, Grace. He said on Tuesday. So I don't know. We might have another snowstorm. We have nowhere to put this snow. It's insane, I tell you. Email a taco as a prize, Grace. Yes. Yes, one of the, if you go to Taco Bell is made out of non-food products, so yeah. You could just mail a eat the paper and it'd be just like Taco Bell. You know who I just heard? Somebody was talking about a taco place down south. D, you probably know. It's called Taco. No, it's something Taco. Bell Taco? No. Bueno Taco? I can't remember. But people in the south, you guys have a taco. You guys got taco places. We don't. I like making mine at home. I have tacos all the time at home, but if I go out, it's very often I would eat a taco. It'd have to be pretty good, but you guys probably got. We have Taco John's still. We have Taco Bell, Taco John's. We used to have a place called Zapata's or Zantigo. It was Zantigo, then Zapata's, or vice versa. I can't remember. And I see one of those came back. I can't remember, but we got Boca Chica in West St. Paul. Oh, I love that place. Oh my goodness. They got takeout on one side of the road and an eat-in restaurant on the other side. I love Boca Chica. It's in West 7th. Oh, I love it. In West 7th, I mean, no, I'm sorry, it's not on West 7th. It's on the west side. Big difference. It's on the west side. That's where that's where a massive amount of massive amount of Mexican people live there, and they've got Mexican restaurants there, Mexican stores, and everything you've ever heard of is there. Good stuff. I had a friend of mine, and she was married to a Mexican for years, and she knew how to cook everything. And she brought me in the store, and she showed me what things are. I had no clue. And she was a good cook too. Man, her name was Shannon. That's who I went to Las Vegas with when I got divorced back in the 90s. Me and Shannon. She's a good friend. And but yeah, she knew all Mexican food. She's really good. But so that area of town in West St. Paul got good Mexican food over there. But otherwise, I like anywhere else in the Twin Cities. I don't know. We got kind of the same stuff. Oh, we got like a what's it called? Grace. Chi-Chi's. And there's another one. Another sit-down restaurant. I don't know. I've learned how to cook all that good stuff at home, so I don't eat out anymore. Oh, you know what? I gotta shut this off so I can see your comments better on the screen. It's supposed to start getting warmer next Tuesday. Oh, for you? We started out with a frozen roast this morning, cooked it, and ended up using part of it as tacos tonight. Oh, really? Yeah, I know people. I was just listening to a live stream earlier today when I was doing some work, and they were talking about tacos. They're like, "Oh man, it's that same place." There used to be a Chi-Chi's in Tulsa. Yeah, we had Chi-Chi's and what's that other one, Grace, that we have? Acapulco, or I can't remember. Yeah, I'm getting hungry. That all sounds good. I love enchiladas. I learned how to cook really good enchiladas at home now, just like Boca Chica. Yeah. That sounds good, Grace. I do like their green chili burritos. There's all kinds of Mexican places here. Taco Tico, Taco Bueno. Oh, that's what it was. It was Taco Bueno. Yeah, and some others. Yeah. They even have that in Las Vegas, Taco Bueno. There used to be a Chi-Chi's in Tulsa. Yeah. I don't know if they start closing down or what. I think like if you were actually I'm not really sure how authentic it is, Mexican. Anyway, but Boca Chicas is really good. But yeah, they're talking about Taco Bueno. You can get chicken tacos, fish tacos, beef tacos, hamburger tacos. Used to be a Chi-Chi's in Tulsa. I watched someone making a fish taco today. It actually looked good. Funny, I always picture fish sticks and tacos. You know why? Because for a little while, remember Burger King had it. Burger King tried the tried fish tacos and they use fish sticks and they put some lettuce in there and I don't even know what. It was disgusting. And you either liked them, you loved them, or you hated them. And yeah, that's what Burger King. Remember they tried tacos? It was fish sticks. Fish sticks. Now my pass. But that Taco Bueno has every kind of meat in the taco that you can imagine. Whatever you want. Dota BK, yeah, that was back in the 90s. I think it's been like 20 years since they've had that. Yeah, I don't really eat any fast food. Maybe twice a year. I eat. It's not really fast food, but I eat A&W on my birthday. I love A&W. I'll probably eat it 2 other times a year, about 3 times a year. About 3 times a year I eat A&W. That's about the extent. And of course I like Leonchin when I go into the cities. Burger King should stick with hamburgers. Yeah. That was in the 90s. And remember everybody was trying everything. Like McDonald's had pizza. Remember they were trying like pizza and they were like trying to branch out. I just saw something on an old Burger King commercial from the 70s. And I can't remember if they tried hot dogs, fast food like McDonald's. I don't know if it was McDonald's, who it was. They tried pizza. They were trying hot dogs, pizza, weird stuff. And they all went by the wayside. I like watching those videos from the 70s. Like, you don't remember McDonald's had, well, one of them did. It was either McDonald's or Burger King. They were competing. And so they were trying like hot dogs, pizza, stuff they don't usually have. Yeah, was it McDonald's or was it Burger King? Let me see. Did McDonald's ever have pizza?
According to McDonald's Wiki, fandom, the MC Pizza is a discontinued McDonald's menu item which was launched in the mid-1980s and mostly discontinued in 2000.
Yeah, they did. It was called the McPizza. It was the McPizza. You know what? It kind of looks like a Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. Actually, looks kind of good. Oh, you know what? I remember what. You know what? And you know what? You know why they discontinued it? Because it took like 30 minutes to make the thing or whatever. People didn't have the time. But yeah, you should see the picture. It looks like a Pizza Hut personal pan pizza. Remember those? I hadn't had that in like 25 years or 30 years. Nah, it kind of looks funky though. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that was in the 90s. I watched a video with the failed fast food. It was called something like failed fast food ideas. So they had all the failed items of McDonald's and failed items of Burger King, but they're all trying to do that. You know what? Let's see. Did Burger King ever have pizza?
According to Mashed, if you're thinking, sign me up though, you should have booked a trip to NYC years ago because the pizza burger was offered exclusively at Burger King's Whopper Bar location in New York, but it isn't around anymore.
It was a pizza hamburger. Yeah, it didn't go over too good. Went over like a lead balloon. And it was only at one place, the Burger King Whopper Bar in New York. It was $12.99. It was a pizza hamburger. Not good. But anyway, no. So there was no comeback. They saw what happened to McDonald's. They're like, oh, heck no, we ain't going to try that. That was a dumb idea. They said we wouldn't have tried that. I remember kids being able to make your own pizza at some pizzerias. Yeah. I bet that was a big bacteria trap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, kids' hands are nasty. Told you I was at that buffet one time. and I was by myself, and I went up to the salad bar, and this little kid came running up by himself, about 6 years old or 7 years old. And and the salad bar has like you have the lettuce and all that, and the cheese, and then they had cottage cheese, a tub of cottage cheese, and a bunch of other stuff. Anyway, the kid takes the spoon that's in the cottage cheese. I think it was cottage cheese. It was something like that, whatever it was. He gets a spoonful and he puts it in his mouth and he eats it. And he takes the spoon and he sticks it back in the buffet. That's the last time I went to a buffet. And I told you, and then I even told the lady that worked there, I'm like, hey, I told the lady, I said, hey, actually, I told the kid, yeah, I remember I told you this when it happened. I said to the kid, I said, the kid ate it, looked right at me, didn't care, ate it, and stuck the spoon back into the cottage cheese. And I said, what are you doing? And the kid gave me a nasty look and went running for his mom. And I'm thinking like he's gonna tell on me. And I'm like, huh. And anyway, the lady that worked there, doing the salad bar, keeping it all up. I'm like, hey, that kid just ran over here and ate right out of the cottage cheese, put it in his mouth, the spoon, and then stuck the spoon back in there. You know what she did? She wasn't grossed out or nothing. She said she went over and she took the spoon out and she went to get a new spoon. What about the tub full of sour or whatever it was? I think it was cottage cheese. What about anyway? She should have taken the whole thing, throw in a hazmat tub or something. No, she just went and replaced the spoon. It's like, man, what a turn off. I'm thinking, how many times does this happen every day and nobody's paying attention? I'm like, I'm the only one that saw this? That can't be. The place was packed. Anyway, I'm thinking, wow. I'm thinking, wow, and then nobody even cares. I mean, anyway, I do still you know where that was? Golden Corral in Maplewood, and I still have since then. I've gone back, but it is only to go. I get a to go container. I don't go anywhere near the salad bar or anything that's got a spoon in it. All right, I'll go over by the meat section, and with the tongs, I'll get something hot. I'll get the steak, I'll get the meat, I'll get whatever. Always get fish. Oh, they have good fish. And some hush puppies. Bam, and then I'm out of there. I have them weigh it. They charge you like $8.99 a pound or whatever. It's not even a pound or whatever, so it's cheap that way. And then you go and eat it out in the truck. That's how I save a couple bucks. Otherwise, it's like $20. Now I'll buy it by the pound, man. I can't eat $20 with the food. Anyway, so I do the to go with the scale. People are looking at me like, what are you doing? No, most people don't know you can do that. They're like, what is she doing? Anyway, be realistic. Some adults still need to learn hygiene too. Yeah, right. That is gross. Was it KC who witnessed someone crushing garlic outside a restaurant with their bare feet? Oh, I didn't hear about that. That is disgusting. Didn't hear about that. Great. No, I didn't hear it either. That is disgusting. Yeah. 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 Anyway, that's why I just don't eat out for lots of reasons. It's too expensive. I can make better at home. It's 100% cheaper. I mean, I can eat for days off of what one plate of food costs in a restaurant. To me, it's a sucker's deal. You know what? You're risking getting sick too. Oh yeah, you're risking getting sick. So to me, it's a sucker deal all the way around. And who knows what they're doing to your food. And anyway, she told us years ago about it on your live stream. Oh, really? Yeah, we must have been talking about horror stories of restaurants. Yeah. Speaking of Chinese restaurant horror stories, Yeah, there's always like cats involved or anything. But guess what? So I put food out the other day, as I know I had a stray cat out here, and so I put some food out there for the cat, and the cat I saw the cat out there, and I thought, oh, there's the cat again, and it's been tearing my trash up out in the pole barn. I thought it must be hungry, so I put food out there, and it's been usually I put my trash out bag outside my door here, and then next time I go out to the barn, I bring it out there with me. And anyway, I thought, oh, the little guy must be hungry, so I put a bowl of food outside the door here. Well, I saw him outside the door, and he was looking. He was looking for another bag of trash to rip open, probably. And I'm like, oh, the little fella's hungry, so I turned the light. I got a bowl of food, and I turned the light on, and the thing went running. I could see him on my camera. And I went out there and I said, "Here, kitty, 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 kitty." Yeah, it's universal. They all come that. Here, kitty, kitty. And I put the bowl on the ground and I came back and I barely wasn't even 5 minutes. And there was not one, not two, but three cats. A white one, a patchy colored one, different colors, and then like a gray one. Three different cats. I'm thinking, dang. Within minutes, all three of them. Anyway, their bowl was empty tonight, and I saw one of them came looking. So I brought out a bowl of food. He went running. I came back and I was talking to somebody on the phone. And yep, sure enough, all three of them are out there. They ate that whole bowl of food. They're hungry. But anyway, so and I thought I had one stray cat around here. But then you know what was weird though? Because every time I saw the cat on the camera, I thought, I don't really remember it being all gray. And then next time I'd see it, I think, I don't remember it being like black and white patches like that. I thought it was gray. And then next time I'd see it, I think, I don't remember it being gray. I thought it was black and white patches. Anyway, turns out there's three different ones. And I've never seen the white one on a camera. Never. There's a big puffy white one too. So there's three of them. They're just outside my door and they wiped that whole bowl of food out. So they're happy. You can tell when they start slowing down, they back away a little bit, clean themselves, and eat a little bit more. Eat a little bit more. Years ago, weird. My dog comes running when I yell, "Here, here, kitty!" Yeah, yeah. It works on some dogs too. If their name is Kitty, if their name is Kitten or Kitty. Yeah, yeah. Because you know what's weird about that, Grace? None of my dogs would come if I said, "Here, kitty, kitty." Are you sure you should do that? I heard the great YouTube prophet says animals are care of the world. Yes, they do think that caring for stray animals is a worldly thing, but then again, they are mentally ill and sick in the head and self-admitted they're demon possessed, and that's what they admitted themselves. So, yeah, but no, I do believe it. Um, there's I have different buildings that are probably warm inside, so they've been staying in the buildings out there. One day I went out, scared the crap out of me. It was the summertime, and me and the dogs were out there. Me and Spencer and Sprout, this was a couple years ago, and opened the door to my woodshed, and all of a sudden the cat, I didn't know it was up on the rafters, come jumping out like ricocheting off everything. I'm like, whoa. What in the heck was that? And it went shooting straight out, and Sprout went running after it. It just outran Sprout. That's the first time I ever saw anything about a cat. Anyway, but they seemed hungry, so and yes, they are. And I just say, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty," and it's probably hiding behind the snow pile. And as soon as I come in and shut the lights off, I have infrared, so it looks like it's lit up. Anyway, it's right underneath my camera. I may turn it into a critter cam someday. Put food out there and just have a live stream going constantly on it. But yes, I do believe in taking care of hungry animals. It's being a good shepherd as you're commanded. That's right, we are. And remember, in Genesis, God put the animals on the earth and put man has domain over them. We're supposed to take care of them, and if they need our help, especially domesticated cats or whatever, dogs. So anyway, yeah, I got 3 new little friends outside. So I got 3 indoor cats and 3 stray cats. But yeah, I starting to think, man, I could have swore it was, but yeah, it was 3 different cats. But yeah, every time I saw it, it looked different, and that explains why. There's more than one. Real puffy hair too. Oh, so yeah, so tonight is Friday night. I do have you ladies want to play Jeopardy, Bible Jeopardy? If you want to play, I have the game ready to go. I'll pray us in. Yeah. Yep. You see an animal that in need. I've seen those videos. Sounds like fun to me too, D. I've seen those videos. I'm sure you guys have too. Like a deer that's got his legs trapped in the ice or something, and a man has to come up and help him, and 2 guys help and get the deer out of the ice, or a moose is stuck in the mud and they had to help the moose out and whatever. Wild animals. I just saw one where like a little leopard or something something wild animal came asking somebody for help, or like a cat asked help for the kittens, or you know what I mean. You ever see those videos where wild animals ask man for help? Those are kind of cool videos. All right, yeah, sounds fine to me too. Yeah, I like those videos too. Just like wow. And I just saw a video. So I don't know if it was Africa or where it was, but you guys might have seen it too. It just came up in my feed a few days ago, but it was like an Asian woman, so I don't know really where it was. But there was an elephant in the road, and it was pouring rain, and the elephant wouldn't let the cars go by. Like when a car went by, it would ram the cars and try to tip the cars over, so it was blocking the road. And a lady came walking in the rain and walked up to the elephant, even though the elephant was really mad. And anyway, after a long time, she got up close to it, and the thing trusted her, and she gave it an apple or something. I don't know what it was. She gave him something to show that she was friends. Anyway, then he let a couple cars go by. Anyway, but I read down in the comments, the guy that says that he used to live there. I forgot where it was, but he said the animals are so smart. Those elephants are so smart, you guys. I mean, man, are they're so smart that if an elephant, if one of their fellow elephants gets hit by a car, they will go after cars for like a month. Every car they see, they want revenge on the cars, and that's what was going on. The guy said, absolutely, one of the elephants must have got killed by a car right there, and so there'll be elephants there that seek revenge on cars for a long time after that. Like they hate cars, you know what I mean? And so that's probably what happened. He said. Anyway, but anyway, you saw that video? Did you really? I figured because it had millions of views, and if it comes up in mine, sometimes it'll come up in yours or Grace's or even people I know outside of YouTube. And anyway, I figured somebody must have seen that besides me. But yeah, that's because one of their fellow elephant, and they don't forget. Remember, elephant never forgets, right? Anyway, Heavenly Father, thank you for getting us through another week, and we thank you for your Sabbath rest. We always thank you for gathering us every evening for fellowship, and we also ask for your blessing on this gathering tonight. We give praise and glory to you. Thank you for all of our blessings. Hallelujah. Amen. An elephant will always remember that where another elephant was killed. When returned to the area, they always grieve their life. Yeah, they do grieve. It's really sad. I don't like watching those grieving videos because they really do grieve. Oh, it's like watching a funeral. But that's right where the elephant must have been hit by a car, because that elephant was out for revenge, and they said that's what they do when one of their own gets hit by a car. They are out for revenge. Every car for a long time. So don't mess with the elephants. They're smart. I would never want to upset any animal. But the elephants just seem really, really beautiful animals, intelligent, beautiful. Really smart. All right, I got a big glob of ice cubes and no water. So, we're gonna pull up Bible Jeopardy. We got some new categories tonight. I think it just kind of shuffles it and gets us a new category. So, let me and that's what we'll do. We'll start with D or Grace. You guys can pick a category once I pull it up. Let me grab some water. Well, here, actually, let me pull out the Bible Jeopardy. And you guys can, oops, is this going to be too big? No, that'll be perfect. You guys can look at the categories. I'm going to refill my water. Busy hands? Okay. So look at the categories. Maybe D can pick the first category, but I got to get my water filled up. Here's the categories. Old Testament 1, Genesis through Ruth. New Testament, Joshua, the Promised Land. Quotes from the New Testament, geography and statistics and numbers. So you can look at those categories. All right, grab my water. I can't do any out here. Oh, I forgot about this. I forgot I made hot cocoa earlier, and I forgot all about it. It's almost cold now. Oh well. It'll be lukewarm cocoa. Oh, spewed out of my mouth. Lukewarm cocoa. All right. If you'll be able to see that. Because I'm going to show you what the TV version looks like. It's all blue. I mean, maybe. Let's see how this is going to work. That might be all right. Got the lines going through it. All right, so there's the categories. Wait a second. All right. I'm assuming Grace can still hear us, so let's see. All right. So, D, do you want to pick a category? Anybody can pick a category first. And I will pull them up. And I think what we're going to do is just go through the whole category like we decided to do last week. If somebody picks this category, say for instance, we'll just go up the. These are 1,000, by the way, not 100. It's 1,000. So it goes 200 up to 1,000. That questions do get harder, a little harder as you go. So we have Old Testament 1, Ruth, Genesis through Ruth. New Testament, Joshua, the Promised Land. Quotes, New Testament, who said what? Geography, statistics, and numbers. So some of those look. Oh, How about statistics and numbers? Okay, very good. Thank you, D. Go down here. We'll start for 200. All right, for $200. Yeah, is this going to go back far enough to see the question? All right. I wonder if I could be better on this. Oh, I wonder if I'd be better on this. I'm not sure which is clearer for you guys. All right, so for $200 or 200 points, when Saul was blinded, here we go. When Saul was blinded on the road to Damascus, how many days was he without sight? Don't get me started. Anyway, was it 3 days, 7 days, 40 days, or for the rest of his life? D and Grace, would you like to make it? How about, you know what they should have? 0 days. How about none? Because one of the versions he wasn't. That's what's so funny about it. See, one of the versions he's told 3 different versions of this story. One of the versions that he told is that he wasn't blind at all. So anyway, that's what makes it funny. Anyway, but the 2 versions that he said he was blind, how long did they say he was blind? D. Let's see. So was it 3 days? 7 days? So when he does tell, the times when he says he was blind, how long did he say he was blind for? I'll rephrase the question. When Saul was blinded on the road to Damascus, allegedly, how many days was he without sight? CCX, CC. So that is 330, 6666. It's probably 7 days, but I'll say 3 days. All right. I think Grace is talking in Morse code. Hopefully she wasn't abducted by aliens. Are you okay, Grace? CCX, CC. Okay, that's 33, 33. Uh-oh. Mason's got you? She's typing out CC. CC. All right. D says 3. I personally would say he was without sight for his lies so much. Because remember, he didn't eat for that time. I'm going to say 3 days. I think it's 7, but I'm going to say 3 days too, because I remember during that time he didn't eat. And I'm thinking, wow, a whole whopping 3 days. Anyway, Grace, I think CCCCCXCC means 3. Anyway, let's see if we're right. Because remember, he didn't eat or drink either. He was depressed. Oh, goodness. Correct, it was 3 days. Yeah. Because you know what? I thought, you know what? If you're blind for 3 days, the first 3 days, so what? You don't eat. Why even mention it? Anyway, but they did. Oh, he didn't eat either. He was so depressed he didn't eat. Well, it's 3 days. I barely even write that down. Why is that even in this story? Anyway, but ding, ding, ding. Yes, it was. Very good. We went with our your liver. What? Uh-oh. What just happened? We got taken over by Christianity.com. They don't want me laughing at their ads. Yeah, so very good. All right. Anybody got liver problems? Click to continue. I think my liver's okay. Never really drank, so that probably helped. All right. Oops. That's so weird. Anyway, okay. So next for statistics for 400. They have weird ads on here, or whatever those were. I gotta scroll down. All right, for 400 points. Which chapter of Isaiah contains the verse, "All we like sheep have gone astray. We have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord has laid on him iniquity of us all." Now, we happen to be going through Isaiah. We've already gone through 3. I didn't see that there. I pretty much know. I'm pretty sure I know which it is, but you guys can guess. Was it chapter 3, 53, 23, or 50? That's right. Just the way that they did it is kind of a dead giveaway. It's pretty easy if you just look at the choices. So, which chapter of Isaiah contains the verse, "Isn't this the forbidden chapter?" I think it's the forbidden chapter. We might not be able to talk about it. Honestly, we might not be able to talk about it. Which chapter of Isaiah is the forbidden chapter? Find out. 53 it is. This is the one that we're not supposed to talk about. Well, Jewish people aren't supposed to read it. Yeah, it is. It's the forbidden chapter. The sheep gone astray, yada, yada, yada. It is. This is the forbidden chapter. Well, don't tell the Jewish people, but because then they'll believe in Jesus. But they're not supposed to read Isaiah 53. Believe me. If your parents told you not to read Isaiah 53, you'd be so fast in your bedroom reading Isaiah 53. Jewish people will deny that because nobody ever told not to read. Because you know why? It has nothing to do with Jesus. That's why. All right, correct. Ding, 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 ding. It was chapter 53. It was the forbidden chapter. Don't talk about it in front of Jewish people. They might catch on to Jesus. All right, next. Statistics and numbers. Statistics. That's hard to say. Statistics and numbers for 600, please. Does Alex Trebek still do Jeopardy? Oh, no, he died. I bet he's not then. That's one way to cancel your contract, huh? All right. Yeah, he did. Remember, he had pancreatic cancer for like years. All right. My grandma had it, and she barely lasted a few months. I mean, anyway. Question for 600 points. So who does Jeopardy now? Do they still have Jeopardy? That's it. I'm pretty sure Alex Trebek died. Remember, he was doing great. Even after having, was it pancreatic cancer or something? Like the one that's usually fatal in 6 months. But he had it for like years, and he was doing really good right up to the end. Looked great. Did Alex Trebek die? Yeah, he did.
Alex Trebek died in Los Angeles on November 8, 2020.
Yeah. Pancreatic cancer. Yes, he did. Yep. So, remember they had all those winners and stuff, and then they were, I don't know, a lot happened. I think there's still Jeopardy. But yeah, we'll find out. Who hosts Jeopardy now?
According to ABC 13, in their first joint interview since Jeopardy announced who will fill the shoes of the late beloved host Alex Trebek.
Guess
the
who?
Two new hosts, Mayim Bialik and Ken Jennings, sit down together to talk about the next era for the long-running game show.
You know who those two are, don't you? Mayim Bialik. That is what was her name? My daughter liked that show growing up in the 90s. Blossom. She played Blossom. Remember her, Blossom? She is Jewish. And she has videos on YouTube, how she does the Sabbath and how she does Passover and all that stuff. I don't know about Sabbath, but I remember she had Passover one or whatever. Anyway, so there's Blossom and Ken Jennings, and he's the one that kept winning all that money, and he lost on the 33rd on show number 33, which seemed a little staged. So anyway, that's the two they're talking about. I don't know who's doing it. Anyway, so the show must go on. Who's not going to play Jeopardy, right? All right. Speaking of Jeopardy, question for 600 points. How many times are the sufferings of Christ mentioned in 1 Peter? 1 time? 2 times? 3 times? Or at least 4 times? She's very smart, has a PhD, I think. Yes, yes, she is very smart. But I did watch her videos on Passover. She's got a couple of those. And I think she does Sabbath videos. I can't remember. But anyway, she does have her own YouTube channel. I've watched her videos before. She's very smart. Anyway, yeah, so, First Peter's not really my favorite. So anyway, was it 1 time? Your guess is good as mine. I'd say at least 4 times too. But why would they say at least 4 times? Do they not know how to count? I mean, if it was 5 times, they'd say 5. If it was 6, they'd say 6. Don't just say at least 4 times, at least. So you're going to say at least 4 times. I'm going to say, what was the question? How many times is sufferings of Christ mentioned? I'd say 3 times, but you're going to say at least 4 times. Grace says kitty duty. All right. Correct. It is at least 4 times. I don't know how they don't know how to count, but you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct, D. We are at $1,200. All right. How much did we get last time? $8,000 we split? Can't remember. All right. We're doing good. D, you're on fire tonight. You're doing great. $800. Statistics and numbers for 800. Printable handouts. 66 printable handouts. All right. How many times did Job receive bad news from a messenger? Remember the story of Job? Yeah, you are undefeated. You're the champ. All right. How many times did Job receive bad news from a messenger? Remember that? Was it 4 times, 3 times, once, or 5 times? Remember, he got notified about this, then that, then that. Well, how many times? Before you can go ahead and type in, I'd say 4 times. I remember one bad news is that the house caved in and his kids are dead. Another bad news is that his workers are dead, except the one guy that came to him about it. And then another was all the cattle died, or his animals died. That was 3 times. So it's either 3 or 4 times. I think it's at least, well, that was just the start. That was just the first day. So I'd say 3 times. Do you got a guess? It's either 3 or 4 times, but I'd say 3 times. I remember for sure 3 times messengers came. I can't remember if there's anything else they reported. Let's see, the house. I think it's 4 times. Okay, let's try 4 times. I say 3, you say 4. Grace says 5. All right, Grace is back in the game. Correct. Ding, 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 and ding. Wow, Grace. D. 4 times. Look at you, girl. It was 4 times. So there was, besides the animals, there's something else. The workers, the animals, his kids. The whirlwind came. Does that count as 2? The whirlwind, the house, and the kids? Does that count as more than 1? then the workers, then the cattle. And I can't remember what else. Anyway, very good. D is hot tonight. All right, she's got us $2,000. Spill my hot cocoa. Cup's too big. Crazy big. All right. Commercials are a little much. All right. And the last one for $1,000. Statistics and numbers for $1,000. I'll blame the alien. Well, that does kind of, it can mess with your memory for that same, like for a couple hours. By later on, you'll feel better. But yeah, for the first couple hours, it can mess with your memory. So you'll get a pass on any questions you get wrong. All right. Baby feet coin. How many parables did Jesus tell in the book of Matthew? Oh, there's a lot. He was on a roll. So was it 18, 22, 26, or 30? How many parables did Jesus tell in the book of Matthew? I was laughing when I heard Kathy read that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it must have been a Morse code from the aliens. Maybe you didn't type it, but the aliens did. Maybe they're the ones that needed help, not you. You know what they say? Sometimes they're more afraid of you than they're of us. I mean, or whatever. How does it go? Sometimes they're more scared of us than they are of themselves. Oh, no, it goes. Sometimes they're more scared of you than you are of them. There you go. Complete guess, 22. You know what you need, Grace? One of those old 1980s fanny packs. Put the phone in there. No touch it. All right, so 18. How many parables? 18. She says 22. I'm going to say 26 because I think it is 26. Or is it 30? She's going for 22. I'm going for 26. Grace, you got a guess? Shot in dark? Do you know them? How many parables did they tell Matthew? 18, 22. I'm thinking 26. She's thinking 22. And wow, D, 22. All right, she's batting 1,000 or 500. How much do you bat? 1,000, 500, 1,500. Let's see. I gotta pull this up on a better phone here so I can see it. Because if I try to scroll on the phone that I'm streaming on, it may do something bad. Oh, that's better. So I can see you guys. All right. She said 26. I thought it was 26 personally. All right. All right. Oh, so that completed that category. All right. Yes, D. Nice job. Good job, D. She picked the category and she aced every single one of them 100%. So, Grace, would you like to pick the next category? We have geography, quotes in the New Testament, Joshua, Promised Land, New Testament, or Old Testament. You can pick the category and we will run through the whole category. So, Grace, Styles, Miss Styles, would you like to pick a category? Oh, you know what I'm picking. Oh, I'm picking the New Testament, man. All right, for 200, New Testament for 200. Oh, don't show us that ad again. That is ridiculous. I'd rather see the squash. For 200 points. Who was the first Christian martyr? Oh, that's the easy one. We don't even need to. Without seeing the choices, we know who it is. Was it Peter, John, Philip, or Stephen? Huh. Well, all right. I say Stephen, but we'll see what you guys say. Was it Philip? That's kind of funny, actually. John or Peter? Stephen. Grace says Stephen. Stefan. Peter. John. And it's funny because you know what? I'm going to make a caveat to this one. Not quite sure, Stephen. Yes. Ding, ding, ding. It is Stephen. And you know what? Not only is he the first martyr, but pretty sure he's the last. Well, let's get technical. The first martyr was Jesus. Come on, let's get real. He was the first martyr. Stephen was the second martyr and the last, because you know what? We never heard about anybody dying after Stephen, did we? From anybody? Uh-uh. Oh, those are all Catholic stories. Anything else you've heard? We heard two people die. We heard Jesus die and Stephen die. Anybody else? Am I forgetting somebody? No, I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, so it is Stephen. We'll go through the technicality of clicking on it. And yes, ding, 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 correct. It is Stephen. Because he's the first and the last. There wasn't any after him. Unless you go into Catholic stuff. Like, what's their Bible called? The Doobie Bible? Apocrypha. That's it. Yeah. So King James is the Queen Elizabeth. Holy crap. That dog is fat. Ready to give birth. New Testament for 400. All right. Boy, goodness. All right, for 400 points. Why did Paul rebuke Peter in Antioch? Why did Paul rebuke Peter in Antioch? Was it adultery, hypocrisy, eating pork, or slander? I know what it was, but we'll let you guys guess first. Adultery. Yeah, Peter was with somebody else's wife, man. That was really something. No, it wasn't. It was hypocrisy. Ding, ding, ding. It's going to be hypocrisy. He wasn't eating no pork. And he didn't slander anybody. Paul thought Peter was a hypocrite because he was eating with the Gentiles, and then when they called him out, then he pretended he wasn't. Yeah, he was. Hypocrisy. That's right. Ding, 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 ding. Hypocrisy. New Testament's easy. Yep. There you go. Correct. At $3,600. We should let Dee probably take the prize home. Maybe she'll throw us a couple $100. We can put it all on a pony down at the racetrack. All right. New Testament for 600. Bam, bam, bam. All right. In the parable of the tenants, who does the son of the landowner represent? In the parable of the tenants, who does the son of the landowner represent? Remember? So first they killed the workers. Then after that, he said, well, I'll send my son. And they'll really listen. And they killed him too. And then he went there himself. And I think he got killed. So, who does it represent? Who does the tenants? The parable of the tenants. Who does the son represent in the landowner's son? Who is the landowner's son? Is it us? Is it Jesus? Is it the disciples or Elijah? Maybe it's Elijah. Jesus. She says Jesus. I think it's us. Grace. She may be back in the spaceship again. I think it's us, but let's find out. Oh, it's incorrect. It is Jesus. Wow. All right, D, I'm done. You're taking over. Come sit here. I don't even want to run this thing anymore. It is Jesus. Well, yeah, your connection's dropping out. Us. I thought it was us too. Well, why tell us a parable that doesn't involve us? That's my question. Where are we in the parable? Why even tell a parable? I mean, it's anyway. Ding, ding, ding. Wow. So you got $3,600, Grace. I mean, D. So, D, maybe if you could just mail us a couple tacos, would that be good? I've got a couple right. Yeah, hand over the money. D earned it. She did. But Grace, she might mail us a couple tacos if we're good. Nice. All right, New Testament. 800. 800. All right. 800 points. Which learned man knew only the baptism of John? All right. What? You will mail the tacos? Awesome. Awesome. Which learned man knew only the baptism of John? Was it Luke? Who the hell is Timon, Apollos, and Aquila? Oh, I know who Aquila is. Who the heck is Timon? Is that person even in the story? Which learned man? There's your key. Learned man. I don't know. Was it Priscilla and Aquila? I don't even know who Timon is. Apollos? I think it's Aquila. No, we want fresh tacos. We can't wait till summer. Grace, if she mails them now, they'll be frozen. We can reheat them once they get here. We can thaw them out, refreeze them, and reheat them. Luke, Timon, Apollos, and Aquila. I don't remember. I remember Priscilla and Aquila, but because they were the what was he, a priest or whatever? I think it was a priest or something. I'm going to say Aquila because they were like incorrect. It was Apollos. All right. Apollos was a learned man also. Luke makes more sense. You're right, because isn't he supposed to be? I thought Luke was a doctor, so we'll say Luke. He wasn't really a medical doctor. He was a doctrinate, which means he wrote things down. He was like a scribe in a way. He was like a doctrine. Like people go to college and get a doctor's degree. Doesn't mean they're a doctor, a medical doctor. He had a doctrine. So, but still, he would be smarter because Luke, whoever wrote Luke, he knew how to read and write, which is way smarter than most people. More smarter, but more learned, more educated. Learned means educated. So who was the most educated? Well, I would think Luke would have been the most educated. But Apollo. How does somebody named Apollo even get in the story? Anyway, for $1,000, New Testament, $1,000. All right. Whom did Paul instruct to prepare a guest room for him? Was it Titus, Timothy, Luke, or Philemon? You didn't get that one out. Yeah, but you're still. I think it's the only first one you got wrong all night. So, who did Paul instruct to prepare a guest room for him? Was it Titus, Timothy, Luke, and Philemon? You know what I heard, and it's so true. You guys can look at that. Yeah, you can't win them all. You can try, get most of them though, which she has already done. So oh, Grace said we can wait till D comes to visit us. Yes, D, we'll take a rain check on those tacos. Just bring them when you come this summer, okay? We'll have them this summer. All right, Titus, Timothy, Luke, or Philemon. D says Philemon. Grace, I personally think it was either Timothy or Titus. I think it was Timothy. Yeah, I'm sure he said get a bed ready. Oh, I'm sorry. What? Yeah, she says Philemon. I see Timothy. Titus, Luke, anybody? Grace, you want to take a guess? What was the question? The question was, whom did Paul instruct to prepare a guest room for him? Wink, wink. Was it Titus, Timothy, Luke, or Philemon? I think it was Timothy. Wasn't he always telling him what to do, boss him around, get money from him? Anyway, I think it was Timothy. Might have been Titus. It's one of these, I think. No, I'm not doing too good tonight, so who knows? It's probably Philemon. Luke's got to have a shot sometime tonight. He's been on the board every night or every question. All right, so who did Paul tell to get him a room ready? Get their room ready. All right, was it Timothy? No, it was Philemon. I told you I should have guessed Philemon. D did guess Philemon. Ding, 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 ding. And he said he instructed him to put rose petals all over the bed. All right, just kidding. He did not. Just kidding. All right. What else we got here? Oh, that finishes the category. Look at that. Okay, Grace, it's your turn. Pick a category if you'd like. Old Testament, Joshua, the Promised Land, New Testament quotes, who said what? I should have picked that one. Anyway, geography is what's left. I don't know, with the Mandela effect, geography's all over, right? Wrong. Some people think it is. If you want to think the continents moved, that's fine. Maybe they did. I don't know. Can't prove either way. I don't have a measuring stick to figure it out. And you know what? I don't really care if they moved. You know, my yard's still the same. You know what I mean? Anyway. And I don't hear anybody complaining that they have lost land or gained any. You pick D, my connection keeps dropping. Okay, D picks geography. All right, good pick, D. Geography for 200. We're going to let D pick because it's making us look good. All right. Are you still walking the dog, Grace? Maybe because of the weather. Well, actually, I think it stopped. It's cleared up today. My snowplow guy came today. Told me it's coming again Tuesday. So, but I think it's done right now. It's snowing. But all right, for 200 points, Nebuchadnezzar was king of what country? Was he Nebuchadnezzar king of Syria, Babylon, Philistia, or Egypt? This one's fairly easy. But go ahead. Was it Syria, Babylon? Who was Nebuchadnezzar the king of? Syria, Babylon, Philistia, or Egypt? All right, we're getting Babylon from both. All right. I also agree. It is Babylon. 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 And it is correct. Nebuchadnezzar was king of what country? It was Babylon. Babylon. All right, we're going to continue. Ooh, at 3,800 points or dollars. I'd like to think of them as dollars. All right. Next in the geography for 400. All right. Which city in the Bible was called by men, quote, the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? I remember that. All right. So, what city in the Bible was called by men the perfection of beauty, the whole of the earth? Was it Bethany, Jericho, Bethlehem, or Jerusalem? You're inside now, but the wind is really wicked. It is wicked. The snow is wicked the other day. Bethany, Jericho, Bethlehem. Where's the most beautiful, the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? And you know what? It's also the center. That's right. If you have a flat earth map, you will see that Israel is about in the center of the earth, the world. Anyway, I would say Jerusalem, but what do you say? Since I've been wrong quite a few tonight. I say Jerusalem, but what do you guys say? Was it Bethlehem, Jericho, or Bethany? Oh, was it Jericho? Yeah, I think it's Jerusalem. Can't decide between Bethlehem, Jerusalem. Yeah. I think it's Jerusalem. Bethlehem is pretty desolate. There's not really much there. King David was there. They got that big valley. And if you're in Israel, you can go visit it. Of course, it's built up now, but back then it was what do they call it? A two-horse town. Flipped a coin, Jerusalem. There you go. I think that's a good land of the coin. It is probably going to be Jerusalem. Who knows? Yes, it is correct. It is ding ding. It is Jerusalem according to Lamentations 2:15. Ah, that was written by the prophet Jeremiah. And remember, he was involved in when they carried him off to Babylon, and that was destroyed the first time that the temple was destroyed. All right, next we got geography for $600. Geography is not the easiest, but it's not impossible. But the questions do get harder as it goes up. All right, so for $600, what is the name of the city spoken of in this verse? Quote, how art thou destroyed, that was inhabited of seafaring men, the renowned city which was strong in the sea. Well, there's a clue in there. Ramesses, Athens, Tyre, or Crete. Name of the city spoken in the verse, how art thou destroyed, was inhabited of seafaring men, strong in the sea. Well, Athens, Greece? Probably Tyre or Athens. What do you guys think? Which one's by the sea? Are they all by the sea? Seafaring men, which was strong in the sea. Which ones are by the sea? I don't have a map. I can't cheat. Well, I can't cheat either way, I guess. Ramesses. Isn't that in Egypt? Athens is in Greece. Tyre is, I can't remember. We just talked about that yesterday. And Crete. Tyre, sir. Yes, sir. We just talked about this one yesterday. Crete, totally guessing? Okay. Tyre, sir. Okay. Correct. It was Tyre. Pronounced sir. Pronounced sir. We just talked about this yesterday. Not this particular thing, but Tyree. Yeah, Crete totally guessed him up. That's a pretty good guess. About $4,800. All right. Next, in geography for $800. Let's see here. For 800 points, which of the following cities is found in Old Testament Judah? Shechem, Dan, Kadesh, or Hebron? Yeah, Crete is a good guess. Yeah, Crete was a good guess. If I could peek at a map, it'd be even easier. Anyway, Shechem. Which of the following cities is found in Old Testament Judah? Shechem, Dan, Kadesh, or Hebron? Grace says Hebron. I was thinking Hebron. She said we're all thinking Hebron. Because Dan was not from a southern tribe, right? Well, no. It's heard where they ended up, where people think that they ended up in like Europe or something. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's do Hebron. Is it Hebron? Correct. Oh, wow. Smoking hot. Hebron is correct. That's in 2 Samuel 2:1. Wow. Ladies are good. Got some smart people here. All right. Correct. I think we're on the last one for, oops. It can't keep up with us. Lucky guess. Looked good to me. All right. And last one in geography for 1,000 points. Geography category, 1,000 points. Which of the following cities is not mentioned by Paul as a city in which he suffered? Antioch, Iconium, Lystra, or Tyre? I don't remember Tyre. Antioch. So where did Paul not complain at? Where do we not remember Paul complaining he suffered? Was it Antioch? No, I think he complained there. Iconium? I think he complained there. Lystra? Yeah, I think he complained there. I don't think he complained in Tyre. What do you think? Iconium? Is that like a colon medicine? Iconium AD? Oh, no, that's Imodium. Imodium AD. I think it's Tyre also. I say Tyre. Iconium. All right, let's try Iconium. Oh, it is Tyre. Ding, ding, ding. You know what? We're going to do this. Let's watch this. We're going to go back like this never happened. Because two of us did guess Tyre, so I think we should get that. Let's go back. All right, let's pretend. Okay. So which of the following is not mentioned where Paul complained? Antioch, Iconium, Lystra. Well, two of us did pick Tyre. Let's see if it's Tyre. Pronounced sir. Ding, ding, ding. We're correct. All right, we're at 6,600 points. Uh-oh. Hope we don't get another 60 points or we're in trouble. All right. Don't pick nothing for 60 points. All right. Next. New category. Grace. Old Testament. So he did complain in Iconium. Iconium. There he is. Imodium AD. It was the Old Testament 1. Joshua the Promised Land. New Testament quotes. So the last categories. It does sound like Imodium. I think it'd be pretty easy to go New Testament quotes. But, Grace, you want to pick? Geography? No, we did that. New Testament quotes or Joshua Promised Land or Old Testament? Grace, you want to pick a category? We've only got 3 categories left. New Testament quotes? Yep, that should be a good one. 200 points, New Testament quotes. Who said what? All right, well, for 200 points, what is described as defiling the whole body and setteth on fire the course of nature? Oh, that's an easy one. It's the tongue. Put the heart, the hand, the belly. The belly. We know who that happens to, don't we? All right. But anyways, it's the tongue. It can the little rudder that steers a big ship. That's right, that tongue. The tiny tongue. It's a tiny member of your body, but it steers like a ship. It steers the whole ship. Your tongue. It's like a, what do they say, like a rudder. It steers the whole ship. Yeah, someone's in trouble. All right. Describe what is described as defiling the whole body and set the course on fire in nature. That is the tongue. That's right. Yeah. Now his belly's already on fire. Believe me. Then he ate a dozen of those bakery pastries today. The diet ones. Those are special diet donuts. They don't have the sugar on it sprinkled on top. All right. Next, for New Testament quotes for 400. Who said what the who? All right. Come on, try to keep up here, machine. All right. Who said, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him? Till 7 times. This is an easy one, but I got a caveat to this one. Yeah, they're diabetic donuts. They don't have the extra sugar sprinkled on top. They're the diabetes donuts. Bakery has them. You just got to special order them. No frosting on the top. Those are diabetic donuts. All right. This is an easy one. How often should 7 times 7? Peter, Andrew, Thomas, or James? This is a pretty easy one. And now I'll tell you what. You know what? They've actually changed this verse. Do you know that? The new editions of this answer here, it's Peter. But anyway, when Peter asked, how many times should I forgive him? He says 7 times. And he says, no, 7 times 70. Well, guess what they say now? Now the new ones, yeah, it is Peter. That's an easy one. Now some of the new editions say not 7 times 70, just forgive them 7 times 7. That's what the new ones are. I put up a video in my community page of a guy who's studies Bibles, and he's got a whole bunch of Bibles stacked in front of him or behind him or wherever. Tons of Bibles stacked up. He said they're all from different years or whatever, and every single one of them is different. Not one of these Bibles is the same. It just shows you. You think your King James is it. So you're putting your faith in the King, his version? Or how about Queen Elizabeth? How about her version, the one that came before it with all the Apocrypha in it? So he had all these written. I've got it in my community page if you ever want to look at it. I just put it up a couple days ago. But the guy shows you that he's got all these Bibles, he himself. Some of them are actually still, the really old ones are handwritten Bibles. But he says even these ones that have print, every one of them, every year, it's different. Every single book here is different. Yeah, that was a good video. Yeah. So I mean, people think you got the only perfect, version in your hand. You know what the perfect version is? The Hebrew version, the Hebrew book in the Old Testament. That's your perfect version. But other than that, it's the version that you can read and understand. What good is a book if you can't understand it? It's worthless. If you can't understand King James, You don't even know it's a simple. They're telling you something simple. You don't know what they're talking about. Language barrier. He offers anyone to ask. Yeah, that is also cool. That guy, thanks for reminding me. That guy that's got that video, that Grace says, he offers anyone to ask questions regarding a verse that they want him to look up to. Thanks for reminding me. When I saw that, I thought, oh, I would really like to think about that. That's really cool. And he'll do videos looking up those verses. That's really cool. That's a cool channel. All right. New Testament quotes. Who said what to whom? New Testament for 600. Who said, but if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. Yeah, what does that sound like? I can hear him from here. I can smell his breath from here. Was it Paul, Jesus, Peter, or John? Who said, but if any man be ignorant, let him be ignorant? I'm pretty sure it's Paul. I may be wrong. Sounds like something Paul would say. Who cares? But I could be wrong. It could be something Jesus said in a parable or something. Now, it could be something Jesus would, maybe he told a parable and they didn't know what's going on. That's a possibility. So there's the 4 guesses. Hold on 1 second. I'll be back 2 seconds. All right. It does sound like Paul. A little spilling on my desk here. All right. Got cleaned up. All right. So sounds like Paul to me too. All right. Correct. Ding ding. Who said any man be ignorant? Let him be ignorant. We don't care. You know what's really cool though? I started telling you. I heard somebody saying, summing it up, that in the New Testament, this is so true. In the New Testament, Jesus pretty much failed with the Jews. His ministry didn't really, the only ones that really followed him were people that didn't know the Old Testament. They didn't know their scriptures. The Samaritans or whatever, all them, whatever. Matthew, because his book didn't go over well with the Jews. The Gospels did not go, so let's put it this way. The Gospels, I mean, Jesus did good because I believe Jesus was a whole separate, I don't even, what they've turned Jesus' ministry into and his mission into was something completely different than it is now. I mean, what it is then. I believe Jesus came to warn the leaders of the church and all that, to just stop using the temple as a slaughterhouse and let people use it as a house of prayer like it was supposed to be. And I think it was a warning. But so the Gospels, even up to today, they don't go anywhere with the Jews. You know why? because the Jews know their Old Testament. They know the Testament, the the Tanakh. They know the Old Testament. So if you know the Old Testament, the New Testament, you're not going to have nothing to do with it. It goes so much against everything. But Paul's ministry took off like a rocket. To this day, he invented Christianity, basically. Jesus didn't invent Christianity. Paul did. And so, and why was Paul successful? Because he went to the Gentiles and he went to Romans and Greeks and people who never even heard of or picked up or saw or heard anything about the Old Testament. So anybody that knew the Old Testament, it didn't go anywhere. Christianity didn't hit a brick wall with them. But if it was the pagans and the people that had no knowledge of the Old Testament, that's where it was successful. That's why Paul was so successful. And the Gospels is not successful with the Jews. And what is the Gospel successful with? People who never read the Old Testament. Again, to this very day, it's the same thing. You're going to accept the New Testament and you're going to accept Christianity and Paul's teachings and all that if you have never read the Old Testament. But if you have read the Old Testament, then you're not going to accept it at all. So, anyway, haven't figured that out yet. Yeah. What are you going to do with all that money? She hasn't figured it out. Well, we'll keep going. You got a little bit more money coming in here. New Testament quotes for 800. To whom did Jesus say, I am the resurrection and the life? Martha, Mary, Lazarus, or the Pharisees? Who did Jesus say? I wish they told what book they're quoting out of. It would help. But I'm telling you right now, this is out of John. It's out of John. You could look it up. This has got to be John. Only the Gospel of John would say something like this. So who did the Gospel of John? Probably. Anyway, I'm guessing it's the Gospel of John because he's the only one that talks like this. Was it Martha, Mary, Lazarus, or the Pharisees? I'm thinking it was the Pharisees. He practiced it on Lazarus. What Mary are we talking about? Mom Mary or the other Mary? You'll split it with that? Well, thank you, Dee. We want you to have it, though. Martha, Mary, Lazarus, the Pharisees. I'm thinking the Pharisees. I don't know. We can make a whole lot of talk. We can. Dee, you know what? Why don't you just bring it with you this summer? We'll figure out how to spend it. All right, let's just guess the Pharisees. I don't know. I'm not on a huge roll here. But, incorrect. It was Martha. But I knew it was John. Look at that. Ding, 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 John. Of course it's John. He's the only one that talks like that. We can go back. You know what? Let's go back to the time machine. Let's go back to a minute ago. Let's go back to a minute ago when okay, rewind. Who is the resurrection? I think you said that to Mary, don't you get Martha? I think you said it to Martha, don't you guys? We're in the way back. Yes, look at that. We're right. Look at that. It was Martha. How much we got now? 8,600. Wow, you're getting up to 10 grand. We only did 8,000 last week. Yeah, Martha. Ding, 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 ding. There you go. Grace. Thank you, Grace. You just won us another bunch of money. What was it? 800. For 1,000. This last one in the category. $1,000. All right. Which of the following statements is not recorded as having come from the lips of Jesus? What did Jesus ever say? The servant is not greater than his Lord. Yeah, he said master, but I don't know. Are we splitting hairs? My master, my mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. No, that sounds weird. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity. But wisdom is justified of all her children. Yeah, I never heard this one. Never heard this one. It's so long it had to go off the page. You get bonus points for knowing which book that. Well, thank you. That's why I went back in the time machine and we got those points. Went back and retrieved that. I should get something for doing that. Anytime, here's a clue. You know what? Anytime you hear a Bible verse where Jesus is God, that's John. It's not in the original Gospels. If you hear any verse where Jesus is equal to God, that's going to be John, the Gospel of John. The last one, yeah, I think it's the last one too. Grace, but wisdom is justified of all her children. Never heard of that. Never heard of it. All right. Oh, incorrect. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. Oh, that's in. Wait a minute. They said Jesus said it, and now they're giving us a quote out of Proverbs? What the heckle jekyll's going on here? How can Jesus say something in Proverbs? I'm going back. I want to recount. This is ridiculous. Let's go back. Right here. You can't be telling us that which of the following statements is not recorded as coming from the lips of Jesus? Which one did not come from the lips of Jesus? Oh, this one right here. What did it say? All right, well, we're taking the points anyway. 9,600. Don't judge. We're taking the points. We gotta get to 10 grand. All right, last, or did we? Or that was the last one. All right, we only got 2 categories left: Old Testament or Joshua. Might as well do the D. You want to pick a category? We only got 2 categories left: Old Testament or Joshua. These kind of might be a little harder. Anybody? There's only 2 to pick from. We'll pick Joshua. Ooh. Just pick the wrong one. All right, Joshua it is. Judge not lest ye be judged. Oh, that's a Mandela effect, Grace. That's a Mandela effect. All right. Joshua, Promised Land. Judge not lest ye be judged. Yeah. Don't judge me, says the leader of the parade. How many stones were set up as a... Oh, didn't we already have this one last week? What are we in reruns here? We remember this from last week, remember? We got it right last week. How many stones were set up as a memorial to the Lord for bringing the children of Israel across the Jordan on dry? You know what? This is, by repeating it, it is a good way to make it stick in your memory. Is it 12, 7, 10, or 1? Did he just put a pebble down there and say, that's it? Yeah, we remember this from last week. 12, right? Grace is 12. I say 12. Dee's probably going to say 12. There's one for each tribe. Of course there's 12. But anyway, that's good. We all remember from last week. All right. They're supposed to be shuffling these questions, John. I think, you know, when you ever play poker with people and there's somebody that doesn't really shuffle the cards, there's always somebody doesn't shuffle the cards. So yeah, we're all getting the same. We're getting the like last game's hand. You know what I mean? Anyway. Yes, ding ding, correct. It was 12. There's one for each tribe of Israel. The rocks piled up. No pillow. All right. Joshua for 400. The Promised Land. Oops. It's slippery like a greased pig here. Hard to hang on to it. Who was stoned in the valley of Achor? Was it Zerah? Achan? Was Achan in the Achor? Carmi or Dathan? Not Carmi. They're always up to something. All right. So, who was stoned in the valley of Achor? Was it Zerah, Achan, Carmi, or Dathan? You know what? I would have to blindfold and throw a dart at the wall for this one. I have no idea. Achan, maybe. Who was stoned in the valley of Achor? Zerah, Achan, Carmi. I don't even remember these names. I remember Achan, maybe. Maybe Dathan. I don't know. You guys can look. You're guessing the first one. Grace said Achan. Dee's guessing the first one. So Dee says Zerah. Grace says Achan. Yeah. Let's see if it's Achan. Yes, ding, ding, ding. It is Anchor and because you remember that? Anchor and Achan. Anyway, very good, ladies. We're at over $10,000. 10,200. Look at that. All right. 600, Joshua, Promised Land, 600. All right. Immediately after the children of Israel took and destroyed Jericho, they were embarrassed with the defeat while attempting to take what other city? Was it Gibeah, Gilgal, Ai, or Jebus? Yeah. Remember? Jebus, Gilgal. I think it's Gilgal. I think it's Gilgal, but what do you guys think? You missed the question? All right. Immediately after the children took Israel and destroyed Jericho, they were embarrassed with defeat while attempting to take what other city? Gibeah, I think it's Gilgal, but Ai, that was, I think, in fall too. I can't remember. Jebus. You think Gilgal too? I think Gilgal. Grace. Well, let's see. There's two of us say Gilgal. Incorrect, Grace. It was Ai. I remember those suckers being in the story. Here, Grace, do you want to guess? We'll go back in the time machine if you want to guess Ai. The artificial, it was Sophia. Remember Sophia? She was in charge. She was the queen of Ai. Sophia, she was a robot. It looked like a human, except she had wires sticking out of the back of her head. Remember that? You were going to say Ai? Okay, let's give you a chance. Is this what you're going to say? This one? All right, let's try that. Ding, ding, ding. You're correct, Grace. It's in Joshua. We could have guessed that. We could have guessed the book. I could have guessed which book it was. All right. And thank you, Grace. Good guess. Uh-oh. Why are they all blue again? Okay, never mind. They took our money away. What the heck? All right. They ain't taking no money back. All right. 800 points. Whose daughters were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah? Was it Meshulam's, Othniel's, Zelophad's, or Ibizer's? I would have to guess on this one. No clue. Whose daughters were Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, Tirzah? 5 daughters. Who even had 5 daughters that they mentioned? Meshla, Othniel, Zelophad, Abiz. I think it's one of these two. I think it's one of these two. All right. Who had 5 daughters? No idea. Throw a dart. I'd have to throw a dart at this one too. I'd say Zelophehad or Abiezer. Any guess? You're guessing the last one, D? Oh, it was Zelophehad. That's I remember. I was going to guess that. So let's go back and put my idea. No idea. Throw it out. All right. Yes. All right. Yeah, I was going to say Zelophehad because I remember the Z name. I don't really remember the other names. Must have been a cameo in the book. In the book of Joshua, they had a cameo appearance. They walked in the background during one of the scenes. That's why I don't remember them. All right, last one, Joshua Promised Land. Obviously from the book of Joshua. We have, who was the high priest when Israel entered Canaan under Joshua? Was it Zadok, Abiathar, Eleazar, or Eli? The other kids died. So what's it, Eleazar? Remember the boys? They didn't make it. the boys didn't make it. Who was after that? Eli or Eleazar? When they entered, what was it? When they entered into Canaan under Joshua? When they went into the land of the giants, who was the high priest? Abiathar? Eleazar? I think it's Eleazar. Eleazar? Grace, you got a guess? I think it's Eleazar. It is a hard one, though. Oh, I keep dropping. All right. I figured it must have been something like that. So, correct from 1,000 points. It was Eleazar. We're at $12,600. Eleazar, okay. It was, I forgot already. All right, last category, ladies. Old Testament, number 1. This is Genesis through Ruth. This might not be, they might be a little hard, but hopefully not too hard. All right, for $200, last category tonight. What did God do on the 7th day of creation? Well, it depends which creation story you're talking about, chapter 1 or chapter 2. But anyway, let's go along with it. What did God do on the 7th day of creation? Well, he did both on both creation stories, 1 and 2. He did the same thing on the 7th day. Remember what that was? That's where it does match up. Okay, let's just get that straight. So the 2 creation stories are much different from each other, but the 7th day is the same. Why? Well, because what did he do? Ding, ding, ding. He rested. It was the Sabbath. No, he wasn't making stars on the 7th day or making animals or making birds. He rested on the 7th day. It is the Sabbath day rest. That's right. He rested on the 7th day. If he can rest on the 7th day, so can we. All right. Yes, ding, ding. He rested. That's right. That was an easy one. Now he started out easy. Yep, these agree they rested. All right. 400 points. Who was born first, Jacob or Esau? And people might get that wrong. But anyway, what do you guys think? Because you might be thinking something else. I mean, not which one was born first, but who had the birthright. Anyway, it's not the birthright question. It's the question is who was born first? Who was born first? That's right. Who stuck his hand out and had a red string tied to it? Wasn't that him? It says me. It's me. And they're like, oops, you got pushed out of the way there. Who's this other guy? Oh, that's Jacob. All right. Ding, ding, ding. It was Esau. We're at 13,200 points or dollars. I'm thinking they're dollars. All right. Yes. It was Esau. You know, those stories are so weird how somebody always gets the short end of the stick. Every one of them stories in that family, like somebody's getting the short end of the stick in this story. I don't know about that. Anyway, which son of Noah was the ancestor of the Jews? Was it Shem, Ham, or Japheth? Was it which son of Noah was the ancestor of the Jews? Remember, they went in different directions. Ham went one direction, Shem went the other, and Japheth went the other. And if I remember right, Ham went like to Africa, and that was like the black race, right? And maybe his wife was black, whatever. Japheth, I think, was the lighter skin, right? And Shem, I can't remember. It's not Ham. I don't think so. It is Shem or Japheth. Which one? She said Shem. Shem. All right. Wouldn't the Europeans be Japheth then? All right. So let's see if it was the Jews. Did they come down from Shem? Correct. Ding, 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 ding. In Genesis 11:10. Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Yeah. So they must have had, since they're obviously brothers, they must have had 3 nationalities of wives to repopulate there. All right. Very good, ladies. Second to last one. We got 2 left. So we have for $800. Who is Moses' father? Uziel, Amram, Gershom, or Eleazar? Who was Moses' father? Uziel, Amram, Gershom, or Eleazar? I think it's Uziel. Can't remember. Or was it Eleazar? No, I think it's Uziel. Amram, Gershom? I don't know. I don't know. Amram? All right. D says Amram. Grace, what are you going to say? I forgot. I think it's Uziel, but maybe Amram. Repeat that. Who was Moses' dad? Who was Moses' father? Who was the father of Moses? Uziel, Amram, Gershom, or Eleazar? All right. Any guess? Moses' dad. I mean, what did they mention it once? I mean, he got put in a basket and pushed down the river. All right. I think D has it with Amram. All right, let's do that. So maybe would they mention him once? Or are they talking about this is birth dad? Yes, you got it right, D. You are on a roll. Amram. Ding, ding, ding. Awesome, D. We're at 14,600, or should I say D is. Last question of the night, ladies. Yeah, they probably mentioned that one time, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember him really talking about his dad. His father-in-law, but not his father. All right. Last one for the night for $1,000. Old Testament 1, Genesis through Ruth. Yeah, D, she is hot. In which month of the Hebrew year was the Passover held? This is a kind of easy one. Is this for one for 1,000? This is really the $1,000 question. This is the easy one, you guys. Which month of the Hebrew year was Passover held? First month, third month, seventh month, or 12th month? Yeah, that girl is on fire. I hope you reward yourself, D, with a nice hot cup of cocoa and whatever else you got. First month, yes, I agree, D. It is Passover is in the first month. As a matter of fact, it's coming up. Passover is coming up, you guys. We're about to get into the April Fools. Yes, Passover is the first month of the year. Grace, you want to second that? Or say something different? I think it's the first month of the year. I think it is in April. Yes. April Fools. Either the end of March, early April. That's your April Fools. Yeah, he agrees. Hebrew year Passover was held, and that is in Exodus. $15,600. Congratulations. Yes, Grace's congratulations. Awesome job tonight. Wow, D, you are ready for that Bible study you're going to. I forgot. In your apartment. I forgot when that's gonna be. But yeah, you're gonna do well in that. All right. Well, awesome, ladies. That was fun. My brain feels all mushed and stuff, but it feels like I is sweating like it was at the gym. Thank you, Grace. Guessed my way through most of the question. Wow. Well, I think you're on a roll. You did good. Real good. Yeah, she is. Good job. All right. Yeah, you challenged yourself and won. That's right. You did good. All right. Well, here's all your money, D. We're going to send it to you in a cashier's check. We'll have it delivered to you in a giant check with a guy who is going to have balloons. It's going to look like Ed McMahon. Not a Mandela effect. Yes, it is, actually. Ed McMahon never worked for Publishers Clearing House. That's right. He worked for American Publishers or whatever. Well, thank you, Dee. Thank you for being here. And Grace, thank you for playing, ladies. I will pray us out, and it's been wonderful. I love Bible Jeopardy. Anyway, I will pray us out. And you know what? So what if they do once in a while reshuffle a used question? It's okay. It was always learning is learning. And that's the way when you repeat things, you do tend to remember them. Thanks for finding. Yes, well, thank you for being here and playing. It is fun. It is fun. You know, I'm going to show you something real quick. Here's my if I can get this on. Here's my Bible trivia. All right, that's a book I didn't usually do. But here's my Bible trivia book, the one we always used to play. I have to have a rubber binder because this was a brand new book when we got it. And as you can see, it's falling apart. And so it was nice to find this. So it's nice because the book did well. We used that for years till it fell apart. We drove the wheels off of this off of this book here. So anyway, I'm glad we got a new source of questions. Thank you, Mama Cat and Dee. Always fun. Hi, Michael. Yeah, hello to Michael if you're listening. The book has been through many years with us, many good times. Yep. Remember, I found it in a clean out when I was emptying out a house. They had a whole bunch of books in the basement. I was putting them in buckets and having the guys throw them out, and I saw that. And I'm like, oh, score. I remember that day. It was a hot day. It was horrible. Still feel bad for that guy. He had to go up and down this. Anyway. All right. Heavenly Father, thank you for gathering us once again. We thank you for all of our blessings, including this fellowship every evening. Praise be to you. We thank you for the Sabbath's rest, always a delight. Amen and amen. All right. So good night to everybody. Good night to Grace and Dee and anybody else that's listening. Thanks for being here. And Pancha for listening on the replay. Thanks for listening. And I would like to hear from Che and his lady, his little lady sometime. And anybody else. All right. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. If you're listening on the replay, thanks for listening on the replay. Thank you for everything. Always being here and all that stuff. So good night, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. Yes, good night. Yes, Michael, if you're listening. And anybody else. Love you. Love you too, Grace. Yeah. Thank you, Dee. It was fun. Thanks for playing tonight. It was a great time. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Have a great Sabbath. Hope to see you tomorrow night. Enjoy. Good night. Praise and glory to God and shalom. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. Yes, sweet